Hey guys, so since I took down those videos, the last two videos, um, I mean, they're not completely removed from my channel. I just had decided to private them because I'm not sure if I want them on my channel or not. I might refilm them. I just found I had a bit of a change of heart and some things that I talked about, and just felt like some things were a little too private. So I may edit them and repost them, or I may just refilm them all together. But I thought I would film this part again separately, and it is updates on the whole thing with my jaw. Um, so basically, I'm trying to think when it was. It's been about 2 weeks. So basically 2 weeks ago, I finally got to see the jaw specialist, and he did a whole exam on my jaw. He ran x-rays again and everything. And first off, he said there's been absolutely no change in the x-ray from the last x-ray I had 3 years ago. So that tells him that the arthritis that was causing the damage to my jaw joints is no longer active. He's pretty confident that it's just kind of stopped progressing, and there's no more of that inflammation happening from the arthritis, which is good. Basically what it means is if I so choose to, I can go ahead and have the corrective jaw surgery done again. This is a surgery that I had done when I was 14 years old, I believe I was. I had it done when I was 14 years old, excuse me, to correct my bite. But what we didn't know at that time was that the cause of my bite being off was the arthritis. And so what happened is over the years, that arthritis continued to develop, and so my bite went back to the way it was. I have I think it's called an underbite. So basically that surgery I had when I was 14 was pointless, which is frustrating because it was a pretty big surgery. I had it done during summer vacation. It pretty much took my entire summer vacation to recover because I had an unsuspected complication where I had a very bad allergic reaction to the antibiotic they put me on after the surgery. But it was a delayed reaction. I was home about a week, and then I got this rash all over me, and I developed thrush in my mouth from it. And then I ended up in the hospital for a week to get that sorted out. So that kind of like pushed back my healing time. So that was quite the summer. So to know that, I guess it's frustrating because it was really the doctor's fault for not, I guess, looking into what caused this. And so little did we know that it was still developing. And so over time, my bite just shifted back. So essentially what happened is the arthritis just damaged the jaw joints to the point where if I was to get the surgery again, they will need to give me artificial jaw joints. So it would be a bigger surgery, and I'm not sure what the recovery time would be, but from what I've read, the artificial jaw joints have maybe a 10 10 to 15 year life, and then you would have to get the surgery again. So I've been trying to put it off as long as I can, as much as I would love to get my bite corrected, because I have a very hard time biting into certain foods. Like if I'm trying to bite into a sandwich or pizza or a hamburger or something to that effect, my front teeth don't meet. And so over the years, like the way that I bite into foods, I've had to I basically use my upper teeth and my tongue to bite into stuff. And sometimes it doesn't work out very well. Like when I try to bite into pizza, a lot of times the entire topping of the pizza just comes right off because I can't bite fully through it. So it's a little frustrating sometimes to eat certain things. And then of course with the jaw pain, some things, if you're chewing a lot, it causes pain. So, like one thing I really enjoy is veggies and dip, or, certain fruits. But sometimes when I'm having jaw pain, I can't have those crunchy things. So it's frustrating. But knowing how big of a surgery it is, and knowing that the artificial jaw joints would only last 10 to 15 years, and then I would need the surgery again, it's just kind of like I'm trying to put that off. So what we've done is twice now. The first time was in the summer of 2015. I got what's called arthrocentesis, and they put you under, and then they use needles that go into the joints, and they flush out the inflammation, and then they inject cortisone. And I did really well with it the first time. I had almost immediate relief. Like the next day, I went to a Kelly Clarkson concert, and I was feeling like, other than feeling a little woozy from the after effects of the anesthesia, like I had no pain. It was amazing. And I didn't even have to take the pain meds that they sent home with me. Everything went well. That lasted 3 years, which my doctor was shocked. He's like, you're one of those, which is funny because I tend to be like the rare percentage that gets side effects or gets like not so great things. But in this case, I was one of the rare percentage that actually had like a good outcome, because he said most people have to get the injections like after about 9 months, 6 to 9 months. Sometimes maybe it'll last a year. So to have it last for 3 years was amazing. So then after 3 years, I was getting the pain again. It was getting worse. So they booked me in to do the arthrocentesis again. And that was 3 years ago. And so like in 2018. And that time I had a longer recovery from it for some reason. I had a lot of soreness. I don't know. It's kind of, I guess, hit and miss when they do the procedure. So I didn't have immediate relief. It took a few months to heal from the procedure. So that was a bit of a longer recovery, but then it eventually kicked in and it helped, and I've been good for, the last 3 years. So now over the last few months, it's been getting worse and worse. It's to the point where like I'm having trouble sleeping at night because it hurts. So I went to the doctor. So anyways, like I said, he said, if I want, I can get that surgery. He's like, after doing the exam, he felt that it wasn't actually my jaw joints causing the pain this time. He thought it was the muscles. It was like a muscle pain instead. And so he's like, it's up to you. He's like, if you want, we can do the arthrocentesis again because, it worked well. But he's like, another option would be to do sort of like a diagnostic thing first to try and find out if it's the muscles or not. And in order to do that, what they would do is inject a bunch of freezing into the muscles and see if I get relief from the pain. And if I did, then that would suggest it's the muscles, and then they would suggest Botox to help relax the muscles. And I was kind of like, Botox? Like, I don't know. So I agreed to go ahead with the freezing just to see. And so I did that a little over a week ago, and I had no relief at all. They had me sit in the waiting room for a half hour after injecting them just to give it a chance to kick in, and the numbing effect and everything, and just to see. But I actually found my pain was worse after it because, they had just put a whole bunch of needles in my face. Like, they did 5 injections on each side. It was really, really painful procedure. I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that. And I just never got relief from it. So after the 30 minutes, I'm like, I'm not feeling any different. I'm like, it's still painful. So the doctor was like, go home, see how it goes the rest of the day, and then call us back tomorrow to let us know if you noticed any relief. So I didn't get any relief. I called the next day. I left a message, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So I did just call them again today, and I actually got someone on the phone this time instead of an answering machine. So I left the message with the receptionist, and she's like, the doctor isn't in today or Monday, but she's like, I'll get your file to him on Tuesday, and then we can find out like what the next step is. Personally, after I read up on the whole Botox for TMJ pain, I didn't like what I read. I thought it's kind of like a last resort thing to me. For one thing, it only generally lasts like 3 to 6 months max, and then you have to get it done again. And I found out it's not covered by our healthcare here in Canada. That's called OHIP. OHIP does not cover it. I was hoping maybe they would cover it if it's for pain and not like for cosmetic reasons. But no, they don't cover it. So we would have to see if the health insurance that Alex gets through his work would cover it, but I don't know if they would, and I don't know how much they would cover. It would be like $200 something or something like that every 3 to 6 months. And then from what I read about it, like, you can get weird side effects from it where like you can get like an eye droop or like a mouth droop, or it can change like the look of your face. There's so many different things because it's like Botox, right? And I'm like, I don't know if I want to go that route. Personally, myself, the pain I'm feeling feels like the pain I've had in previous years. So I'm more leaning towards the arthrocentesis procedure again, in my opinion, but I have to see what the doctor thinks. But if I didn't get relief from the freezing, then to me, I would think that says it's not muscle pain. I don't know, but that's kind of where I am. I'm just kind of waiting to hear back from the doctor to see what the next step is. But from what I read on the Botox, I'm really not liking the idea of it. Because like I said, you have to get it every few months. And then the other thing that I read was it can, like, depending on how often or how many times you get it, it can eventually atrophy the muscles. And I'm like, I don't want that to happen. That sounds kind of like not good. So, I'm not too keen on that idea. So I guess I just have to wait and see what the doctor says. My only thing now is, originally I was planning to hopefully line up a nanny job that would start in maybe like September or October, in the hopes that I could possibly get the arthrocentesis done before I start a new job. Because, like I said, the first time I got it done, I was good to go the next day. I was back at work on the Monday. I got it done on a Friday, and I was back at work on the Monday. Whereas this time or the second time I got it done, I only took like 2 days off of work thinking, oh, I'll be back to work just as fast as the first time. And I ended up having to be off of work for like a week or two because I just did not feel well. Like, I was shaky, I was nauseous. And then I kind of figured out after about a week that what was causing that was the pain meds that they put me on. And so the reason I didn't get it the first time was because I wasn't taking the pain meds they gave me. But this time I was in pain after the procedure, so I was taking the pain meds they gave me, and those were making me sick. So I just know that, like, if I do it again, I'm gonna have to just like bear the pain, because or either like they give me something different, but that one just did not agree with my stomach or anything. So it was making me feel like groggy all the time, nauseous, clammy, and shaky. Like, I had to go out for an appointment to see the jaw specialist like a week later for a checkup, and having to like travel to TTC, I was like, whoa, I almost passed out at one point. Like, it wasn't good. So I don't want to have to like start a new job and then have to like do this. But in the last couple of days, some job opportunities have come up, and I have 2 potential families that I could be there's one of them that I'm leaning more towards than the other, just because they're closer to my home. And it's sounding like they're wanting someone to start within like the next week or 2. So I don't know. We'll have to discuss the possibility that I might need to have this procedure done. And I mean, hopefully it'll go better than the last time, so that I won't have to take a ton of time off, but I'll have to let them know about that first. So I'm a little concerned about that. But there's really not much I can do about it. I mean, like, a lot of surgeries here in Canada were postponed, canceled, put off, whatever, due to COVID. And so like they have a big backlog. So I don't even know how quick I could actually get in for this procedure. Like, I think the last time I got it done, they managed to get me an appointment within a month. Like, it was pretty quick. But knowing that there's a lot of backlogs of surgery and that I'm going to be put under, so they need an OR room. I don't know how long I'll have to wait for something like that. So I guess I'll just have to deal with that as it comes, but I'm going to have to wait until at least Tuesday to hear back from my doctor. So that's what's going on with that. Something that I did find interesting, though, is when we went away for our weekend last weekend. When we left on Friday, I woke up with a headache and jaw pain. I hadn't slept well the night before, and I was in pain. And I had jaw pain like pretty much the whole day Friday, but by the evening, it was starting to settle down. And then all of Saturday and all of Sunday, it was completely gone. I didn't have to take anything for it, because I just take either Tylenol or Advil. I kind of alternate. But I noticed I didn't have to take anything. And so it started to make me think that maybe it flares up with stress because one thing that was nice about getting out of the city and walking around in nature and everything was that it completely cleared my head, and I was just completely focused on what we were doing and nature and seeing all the views and just getting fresh air and getting out and everything. And so my mind wasn't on any of the things that I generally stress about on a daily basis. So it was very interesting that for those 2 days I had no jaw pain at all. I found that really interesting. And then it was like Monday, bam, it was back. Like we got home Sunday evening, and Monday I woke up with the jaw pain. And I noticed, like, when I went to bed on the Sunday night, when we were back home and there was no distractions, like I went to bed and my mind just started going and I had some stress. And so I woke up Monday and I've been in pain like every day since we returned. So it makes me wonder if it's stress, like the cause of the joint pain, I'm sure, is like the deterioration, but I wonder if it flares, if it's kind of like lupus and that like stress can flare it. So I've been really trying to just like shift my thoughts a bit. I'm thinking of like maybe trying some meditation things or something because to try and like bring the stress levels down. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, stress can flare lupus, so I guess it's possible it could flare the joint pain in my jaw. I don't know. I don't know. It was just very interesting that for the Saturday and Sunday, I didn't have any jaw pain at all. And I didn't feel any tension in my body, which a lot of times I'm very tense. I'm like stressed out a lot for different things. And so I wonder if like, I know I don't grind my teeth or anything like that. I don't clench my jaw or anything, but I wonder if like when I'm stressed and I have tension like within my body, if maybe like there's tension in the muscles here. I don't know. I could mention it to the doctor, I guess, when I talk to him next week, but I just found that interesting. But anyways, I just hope that they can get me in ASAP. Just so that we can get this done. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, the last time I had it done, it only took about a month for them to get me in, but I know they have a backlog of surgeries in Canada due to COVID, so I don't know if that's going to affect anything in terms of me getting in, because I'll be put under, so they'll need an OR. So I don't know if that's going to be affected by anything, or maybe because it's such a fast procedure. Like I think it only takes about, I don't know, maybe like 15-20 minutes. So maybe because it's a fast procedure, maybe they can squeeze me in somewhere. I don't know. We'll just have to see what the doctor says next week and try and figure that out. But I am a little bit nervous about it just because I need to start a nanny job by at least the beginning of October because my unemployment benefits end in October. So I was hoping to start something by September, but now I actually have had I noticed some job postings that I thought sounded good, and one of them is actually quite close to me, so it would be a shorter commute than my previous nanny jobs, which would be nice. And I already had a video interview with them last night and it went really well. And then I'm meeting with another family tomorrow. That's a bit of a further commute. They're both very similar in terms of hours and pay, but ultimately I'm hoping to be offered the one closer to me just for a closer commute. And they seemed very, very nice. But my concern is that it sounds like they're wanting someone to start within the next week or two. And I'm just worried about how this is going to work out with this procedure. I mean, if it goes the way it did the first time I got it done, then I would only need like 2 days off of work, maybe 3 max. If it goes more like the last time I had it done, I'll need about a week or so. So it's hard to know like what to expect because I guess it just all depends on what happens during the procedure and how the needles go in and stuff, how the recovery goes. I do know that the pain meds they gave me the last time, I pretty much after about a week figured out it was the pain meds that was making me feel so sick. So I don't think I will take the pain meds this time around. Even if I'm feeling pain, I think I'll just try to manage it with over-the-counter stuff versus the prescription pain meds because they just made me feel so sick. So that way, hopefully, I can get back to work sooner. It'll be annoying being in pain, but I'm already in pain and I'm kind of like managing it. So, but I'm kind of hoping for more like the first time I got it done where it's like instant relief would be great. But again, I have no idea what the next step is. So I'll just have to wait until probably Tuesday or Wednesday to hear from the doctor and then go from there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video and we'll see you next time. Bye.